Welcome to Night Snorkeling with Jason George. This is a huge fear of mine, because I'm not only afraid of animals, but I'm afraid of entering dark spaces. But I really want to see this creature that I've never seen before out at nighttime. I found him during the daytime, and it was an octopus, so I checked out where he was hanging out, but all the rocks were covering his little hole, and I could just barely see him in there. And as I was looking for him, I noticed something red out of the corner of my eye. This was a Batwing Coral Crab. This is the largest edible crab in this area. This would probably make for a good meal, but I'm not here to hurt you, buddy. I just want to watch you. I've seen a few of these Batwing Coral Crabs in my day, and they are definitely more active at nighttime than during the daytime. I have to be careful while swimming not to get too close, because those pincers he has, they're not just used for food, they're actually used for protection. And I've heard their pinch can actually be quite painful. This Batwing Coral Crab is about the size of 2 water bottles wrapped up together, and about that thickness. As I leave to check out the end of the pier, I notice these giant snails. These are about the size of a hockey puck. And I notice some movement in the grass, so I check it out, and it's what they call a porcupine fish. And he just swam on his way, and as I was checking out the little fish on the surface, I noticed some movement in the depth below me. And as I observed it, I noticed that it was a stingray, a spotted stingray, if I'm not mistaken. But it wasn't one stingray, it was 2. I've never actually seen 2 stingrays in the same area. So this whole thing was very curious and amusing to me. There's one of 2 things that can be going on. This could be a territorial fight or a mating ritual that's happening. And as I stood back and watched, I realized quickly that it wasn't a mating ritual, because the one sneaks up beside it, and then the other one jabs it with its tail. Ooh. Well, now that kind of spooks me, so I head out of the water, and
I'm terrified of entering the water right now.
So after having so much success on day 1, I decided that I would go back out. I actually ran into a man named Nick on the pier. He noticed my flashlight in the water, and I could hear him talking to the security guard. After a brief conversation with Nick and the security guard, Nick recognized me from this funeral that we had been at. Wow, the world is so small. Who would have believed that? I would have run into someone that I don't really know on a pier in Jamaica night snorkeling. When I met him in Canada, the world's pretty small. Well, as I was snorkeling around, I go back to the grass where I've had some luck with that puffer or porcupine fish. And I did find it. And it's pretty cool to get to see it from above while Nick is videotaping and underwater. So this is what I'm looking at. And this porcupine fish swims up to me, sort of bumps into the camera, and then he turns around, and it's like, oh, he's coming back at me, and then he just decides to head off on his way. So you can now watch it in this video. But while I was standing up on the pier, I had noticed that there was something cool in the light off in the distance, so that's actually where I was headed. And it's really tough to actually see at nighttime, because the water was kind of foggy, but I was hoping that the animal or creature that I was looking for was there. And there they are. There's a school of about 5 of them. They're not fish, they're squid. Have you ever seen a squid before? As I'm snorkeling with this one squid, I'm like, oh man, I wonder what Nick is videoing. And I hope that my video is turning out. And then all of a sudden they vanished on me.
Did you just see that?
Yeah.
Did you see the squid?
Oh, yeah. No.
That's what I was just shining my light on.
Oh, wow.
then there was a porcupine fish over there.
Was there a school of fish around you over here?
Yes, but they were actually squid.
Oh, that was okay. Interesting.
I hadn't planned to be in the water for a second dive, but when I knew that I could get someone to videotape, I decided that I would stay out for a little bit because I thought it would be cool to have this video or this perspective. And on my way back to the ladder, one of the scariest things happened. My light battery went out. I went from low vis to no vis in just a moment. Oh. I quickly hurried up back to the railing.
Apparently my light's done.
Yeah.
I just got invited to be in a music video by Belinda Brady. So one last quick night snorkel. And I see the octopus, but not very well. And I found another porcupine fish. And he was a little bit larger. And I found this guy, but he wasn't friendly. And then as I was checking out, I noticed something really cool. I noticed just one squid by himself. This is the smallest squid in the Caribbean, and normally they hang out in groups of 4 to 30. It is called the Caribbean reef squid, or just reef squid for short. It's about 8 inches long when it's fully stretched out, and it eats about 30 to 60% of its body weight in food every day. Whenever I've seen a squid, there's always been a group of them. But this one, he's just hanging out alone. And he doesn't even seem to really mind me watching him. It's awesome watching his side muscles move and the way that he holds his tentacles in different patterns. This is such a cool experience, and he's letting me hang out with him for so long. Have you ever seen a squid before? Well, you've probably seen calamari. Well, this is sort of what calamari is. This is what calamari would look like before it gets on your plate. Because I'm so excited about this squid, I have to make sure every once in a while that I look up and don't lose where I am in the water. Wait, what is that? Did that squid just ink? Oh, look at that. Maybe it did. I wish I would have been watching. Too bad I had to look up. Well, I wonder what scared the squid. Well, whatever scared the squid kind of is getting to me, so I start heading out, and then the squid shows up again. So now I'm hanging out with him a little bit longer, and he's sort of just swimming with me. I bet you this animal, or the shadow of this animal, is what created a lot of sea monsters and creatures that people dream about and draw. You can see what he looks like with the shadow on the ground. And then I tried to move the camera in. I actually spooked him, and he inks on me. Watch. Well, now that he's inked on me and I'm creeped out, I head out of the water for my last time. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, and enjoy the wildlife. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.